The following portion of Studio 4 is sponsored by Panhandle Legends.
All right, picture if you will, it's 1936, Berlin. A young man named Joe Fortenberry from Happy, Texas, heads out to the 1936 Olympics. And while some think of football players in the area and other players that call here home, this also been an amazing basketball star. So this month's High Plains legend is Joe Fortenberry, and here is his son, Oliver, to tell us a little bit more about his dad. How are you, sir?
Very good.
Good
to be here.
So you and I have spent a lot of time together these last couple of days, and it has been an absolute joy. So tell us a little bit about your dad, Joe.
Well, he was bigger than life.
Yes.
And growing up, he was legendary, and I didn't even know it.
Yeah.
All around town, people knew him. All around the Panhandle, people knew him. But he's kind of fading away, so I'm really appreciative that this is on to bring him back to the forefront.
We're bringing him back to the forefront. So what we'll do is we're going to tell a little bit about your dad here in this little piece, and then we'll come back and we'll do a little bit more. So I'm proud to present a little bit about Joe Fortenberry.
Panhandle Legends presents Joe Fortenberry. He practiced every day, choosing his shots, charging to the simple metal basketball hoop nailed to the barn wall. He was a sharp, natural athlete with an equally sharp mind, getting better and better, and then one day it happened. He charged the hoop, jumped, and the basketball powerfully went through the net. Slam dunk! He invented it. It was his signature, and it changed the trajectory and history of basketball forever. Slam dunk invented and perfected from a boy from Happy, Texas, who would win a gold medal at the 1936 Berlin Olympics. Later, he would play with the oil company Phillips 66ers. I'm Clint Brakebill, and Amarillo's own Joe Fortenberry is indeed a Panhandle legend.
Wow, and you said you love to hear your dad coming back up to the forefront, and you said typically it's about every 4 years when we hit the Summer Olympics, but you're absolutely proud for him to be a Panhandle legend, am I right?
Oh, yeah. He didn't know he was a legend. He was just a humble kid from Happy, Texas.
That's fantastic.
I think the first time he really thought he might have done something special was before the '84 Olympics, when he got a lot more publicity.
What happened then?
He got interviewed more.
Okay, yeah.
But the paper would come out and interview him, and the TVs would. Mm-hmm. And we just got used to it every 4 years. I've got a stack of newspapers.
Yeah.
Every 4 years, they come out and interview him or interview me later on.
We've been over to your house and seen the amazing things that your dad had, and I mean the gold medal. We've seen that, and that's spectacular. So tell me your favorite story about your dad. You've told me a lot, so give me the best one.
Well, my favorite story is one that I saw myself. Mm-hmm. I was in high school, out in my driveway trying to dunk the ball. I'm a little challenged in height compared to him. Uh-huh. I was 6'2" or 3", so I would jump and just barely do it. And he came home. He was in his coat and tie and pipe and stuff in his pocket, and he said, "I wonder if I could still do that." Mm-hmm. And I threw him the ball. He just flat-footed, jumped up, dunked the ball two-handed, and his stuff went flying out of his coat pocket, and he got this little sheepish grin that I'm so familiar with, and said, I don't think I'll ever do that again.
Right.
But he could do it, and he was probably 55 years old.
I love that. I love that. So when your father, what did your father have to say about coming back from Germany with that gold medal in 1936?
Well, he thought that was pretty special, but he just stuck it in a shoebox, and I think at that time he probably left it with his parents. Right. Until he got married and had kids, and then he kept it in a shoebox in his closet, and he never brought it out. Yeah. I'd go up and dig around and look at it, but absolutely, he wouldn't broach the subject. If you ask him, he would tell you. But
and then when we were talking earlier, you were told me about that last final game, the gold medal game. Of course, it was Nazi Germany, and the Germans thought that basketball was played outside, and it was muddy and rainy and cold. But your dad scored half the points of the American team, right?
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, all right. What was the final score?
It was 19-8.
Yeah.
My dad scored 8 points.
Yeah,
So-
I love that. I love that. Well, you guys, please go check out myhighplains.com, Panhandle Legends, to find out more about this Panhandle legend, Joe Fortenberry. And we have a lot more Studio 4 on the way, so keep it right here.
The preceding portion of Studio 4 is sponsored by Panhandle Legends.